That's him. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. Special thanks to Blacktop Mojo, as always. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the song at the beginning here. And we'll get this thing rolling. Jeff, what's going on, Bubba? What's going on in your world?
It has been an interesting couple of days, to say the least.
Well, you started working out again.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. In a good idea for my health, bad idea for my legs. In high school, I did track, I did cheerleading, I did wrestling, and I spent hours upon hours in the gym working out. And I was kind of a miniature brick shit house close to the end of my junior year. And I haven't worked out since.
Miniature and being the
well, I had a six pack. I wasn't what you would call buff, but I was.
Mary Carmen Rojas. Hello.
That's my mother-in-law. Hola, mama.
Hello.
She doesn't speak English. She understands, but she doesn't speak. But she. So my wife and I have a friend who's about 4 or 5 years younger than me. And in high school, I saw a picture of him in high school. He posted a video up on his stories on Facebook. He showed what he looked in high school, and he's kind of a doughy guy, you know. And now, you know, he's been working out for like a year, and he's got this a very light six pack, and he's kind of built up. And I'm like, damn, I was built like a miniature brick shithouse in high school, and I'm only like 25 pounds overweight now. So if I can rock it out daily, I figure 6 months I should be able to at least ditch the belly.
You'll be surprised. I mean, I guess it depends on your metabolism right now, but you'll be surprised at how long it takes. You'll start to notice. I
have a high metabolism in the first place, but my mistake is this: I'm not I'm going to work out and do like 5 push-ups and call it a day. I do push-ups and I do lunges and whatever till I can't do them anymore, till I literally fall over and my wife tells me to stop. I'm the kind of guy that will work out till he throws up and then work out some more. And my wife is like, you can't do that. It's not healthy. I'm like, I know it's not healthy, but it works. And so day one of the workout, I did lunges, like seriously lunge squats from the pool to the gate, which is over 100 yards there and back. And I'm paying for it today.
Yeah, I was going to say, going that hard is probably not the best decision, especially when you're getting back into it. I mean, hell, I've been trying for the last like month or so to get back in. And of course now I'm slowly getting over pulling my back out. So hopefully I can get back in the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to do much of anything other than just lose some weight.
Stay healthy. Yeah.
Because I'm getting to the point where I'm not fitting in my fat boy clothes anymore. So
anything to save yourself thousands of dollars in wardrobe, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a big.
For me, it all came down to. Go ahead. Oh yeah.
With a lot of clothes, mainly shirts, because for whatever reason, my jean size doesn't change. It's all in my belly and upper body.
I've been a 32 waist since freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm. I went from a 38 in high school to a 40 as an adult. So that's how much the change is there. But my closet, on the other hand, is it's not a walk-in closet, but it's a long closet, and
right.
It's I probably have well over 100 shirts in there. And Summer keeps yelling at me all the time. She's like, "You've got to get rid of some of these shirts. You're never going to wear them again." I'm like, "Yeah, you're probably right." But some of the shirts that I quote will never wear again are my fat boy shirts that I wear when I
those days, those Thanksgiving afternoons.
Thanksgiving afternoon is every damn afternoon right now.
Oh, that too. Well, for me, like I'm a real t-shirt guy. I went through a short suit phase where I wore a suit every day for like 6 months. And so I have a couple of button down shirts and stuff. And I have like 25, 30 ties because I love ties. I don't know why. I don't have a purpose to wear a tie, but I love a tie. But I'm mostly a t-shirt and jeans kind of dude. I'm not even a big shorts guy, but but the fact is that if my t-shirts, I buy small and medium. My wife and I like my shirt to fit so tight that if you put a quarter on my shirt, you can see the date. And my wife's like, "Oh, you're getting kind of a." Oh no, it's retardedly stupid, but it all stems back to when I first moved here and when I first got out of high school, I was still a skinny little fuck. I had the 6-pack and everything. So it's
long story short, it goes back to douchebaggery.
Yeah. It all goes down to douchebaggery. Yeah.
You're one of those guys that wear an extra medium shirt for no reason.
Extra medium. I don't. I have like 3 baggy shirts, and they were free shirts that were giveaways at the club or something like that.
The extra medium shirt is the equivalent of look at my big jacked up truck to make up for my small pecker.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
As we established in episode 8, I'm above average, so I'm still proud of that.
5.3 is the average. I'm 5.4. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Fucking winning at life, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, exactly. I may not be the tallest motherfucker, but I'm over average. I'm not average in height, but I'm average somewhere else. I'm over average.
0.1. It don't matter. I'm still above average.
But the story of the week is this. My wife came home the other day, and she told me a story, and she's leaning up against the fender of her car, and I'm sitting on the hood of my car, leaning up against my car. And I'm having a cigarette, and she's telling me this story. And one of her friends' moms works as the head of maids at a hotel, a very big hotel. So this woman has like 60 people on her that technically work for her. She's their boss. And as a maid here, not to be mean, but you're not the brightest cookie in the bunch,
Well, that's across the board.
Yeah, exactly. But so this guy that is one of the maids comes up to the boss, and he's jittery. He's like, "Ma'am, I don't feel good." And she's like, "What happened?" She says, "Well, me and Carmen were cleaning a room." And she's like, "Okay." And one of the guests was leaving and gave us some chocolate.
Oh,
you see where this is going?
Oh, man.
And now I don't feel well, he says. So they're like, "Well, where's Carmen?" He says, first thing she asks, "Well, how long ago did you eat the chocolate?" He says, "Well, I had 2 pieces an hour ago. And I don't feel well." She says, "Okay, where's Carmen?" He says, "Well, she had about 3 or 4 pieces, and she's still up in the room." So they go up into the room, and Carmen is sitting on the bed, staring at the wall, laughing her ass off. This is at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, man.
At 7 o'clock, as they were getting ready to clock out, Carmen is still laughing her ass off, sitting in the office. This woman. But apparently it was definitely some edibles going on down there, and that the tourist that was there was like, "Here, we can't take these on the plane, have them."
Yeah.
And if anybody knows anything about edibles, you take a corner or a little bit or half.
You take a proper dosage, and especially if you're not a regular.
These chocolates are about the size of the mints that you get on your pillow at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So
which for a normal person who is a consumer of said edibles
would take about half.
Well, one of those chocolates, they might eat a whole thing, and it's just going to not really have
just
that
give them a little buzz.
It's like stoners who will sit there and smoke,
eat 3 and be fine.
Yeah, they'll smoke 4 or 5 joints, in a sitting and just be like, yeah, I feel good now. And then it's like,
yeah, I don't understand that concept. I was talking to, yeah, it's the same thing with, me smoking cigarettes like a chimney. Well, but I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, you smoked pot in high school, though? And I was like, no, I can count on one hand how many times I smoked pot in high school and not even fill up my hand. And the problem is, like, I'm not going to lie, I've smoked pot, but every time I do, I get sick. It does not agree with me at all. So every time I do smoke, anytime I smoke pot, and it's been years since I smoked, but I get sick. And the last time I threw up and then laid on my bed for 3 hours and just went to sleep. So I don't smoke. I have friends that smoke to the point where you're like, wow, that's your 5th bong in like 30 minutes. Are you going to be okay? And they're like, I'm ready to go to work. What are you talking about? I'm like, I'd be dead.
I've smoked twice in my life, and both times it just made me sleepy. But I mean, people, it's the same way with alcohol. You build up a tolerance for it.
You'd probably drink me under the table, no problem.
Yeah, I can drink a lot. I mean, I think I told you before, actually 3-year anniversary. Hey, my Tampa friends, what's going on? Any of you guys here see this? I went down to Tampa, and the first night I was there.
Coming for you.
Yeah, the first night I was there, I probably drank as much as 3 guys, and they're like, we didn't think you drink that much. We just thought it was an act on your live. I'm like, no, if I have a beer in my hand, I'm drinking.
I'm going to drink.
Every time I went to the refrigerator to get beer and I would come back with 3 or 4, I was drinking those 3 or 4. It's like, it's not an act. I just have
I mean, I don't drink even remotely as much as you do. I mean, I used to, but if I go out drinking, if there's a beer in front of me, I'm going to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't drank on the regular in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't
say. On occasion, somebody will have a party and I'll have a couple beers, but I won't. I don't go and drink like crazy anymore.
Yeah, I drink like Saturdays, and then I'll have a 6-pack while we do this. I don't drink nowhere near as much as I used to. And last Saturday was the first time in a while that I drank more than a 12-pack. I think I had like 14 or 15 beers Saturday night, but that was the first time I've done that in a long time. But I mean, either way,
the first time we tested out the whole podcast concept before the inaugural episode.
Oh yeah, when we were playing around.
Was the first time? Yeah, we were playing around going live. That was the first time I've had a beer in 6 months.
Yeah,
because I found it in my fridge. I was like, hey, look, there's a beer. I'm going to have a beer. Fuck, And
you probably didn't know any better, but for somebody like me, that beer was probably so fucking skunked.
It was probably horrible.
And just disgusting. And you're like, oh, this is good beer. I like it. I wish I had another one.
That was the only problem. I was like, shit, I only had one. But I think it all comes down to my wife does not drink at all. So, like, my wife's Mormon, so like she doesn't drink or smoke or anything like that. And I'm like, really? Yeah. And so when her and I got together, I just kind of stopped drinking because the option wasn't there. Where, like, if you and I were going out, I'd probably be an alcoholic like you.
I'm not an alcoholic, goddammit.
Alcoholics are the people that quit.
I am completely in control, and I don't have a problem with drinking. I have no problem whatsoever drinking.
It's what other people say that you have a problem.
Well, I'm not the one with the problem. They're the one with the problem. Exactly. They have a problem with me drinking. They're the problem.
Drinking problem I have is when I run out.
Yeah. And as we were talking at work yesterday, the great thing about this pandemic, a lot of places started delivering alcohol. So
really?
You can DoorDash. Now, granted, most places you got to buy food, but you can get your drinks delivered. There's a little pizza shop literally across the street from the gas station that's 3 blocks from my house that, yes, I do call and order pizza and get it delivered. Don't fucking judge me.
You lazy motherfucker. You can literally walk there and you're like, come bring me pizza. I'll
bring
be the
me my
fat
food.
Ass sitting on the couch drinking a beer.
Bring me my food, peasant. No, but they deliver beer, so you can get up to a 18-pack, I think it is, that they'll deliver to you. Restaurants and stuff will just bring you like one drink. But
oh yeah, right.
So I mean, all you gotta do is order food.
Still a fucking 18-pack. That'd floor me.
Oh yeah, I did it. I ordered beer from them several times this past football season because I'd be watching football, run out of beer, and be like, "Shit, I'm too drunk to drive across the street." So I'll just have
across the street. I could walk it, but that would require actually putting my shoes on.
Well, that would give me I don't want to get arrested for public intoxication. So
that is true. That is true.
So I called them, and when I was looking at their menu, I was like, "Y'all deliver beer?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like how much beer? And they're like, "How much do you want?" And I was like, "As much as
how much do you got?"
And that was
let me check how much cash I got.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing to me because I'll call and I'll order like order mozzarella sticks and then get a 12-pack of beer.
Hey, $3 worth of mozzarella sticks and 64 beers. Yeah. I'm gonna have a beer with every other bite.
Yeah. Gotta wash it down. And mozzarella sticks make you thirsty. I'll tell you. So no, I mean that's a cool thing that I could just have it delivered to me. But like
I said, it's not. I have like, well, everybody that's listened to our podcast has heard my neighbor. He obviously drinks.
Cars broke down, is he?
But every once in a while, I'll go over by the pool and he'll have a bunch of beer there. I haven't bought beer in 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But I'll go to the pool and he'll be like, "You want a beer?" I'm like, "Duh."
Yeah.
But it's less and less frequent. Mm-hmm. But it's not something I could go easily a year without drinking and not even notice.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron. Hey, pretty girl. What's up? Welcome, guys.
But you were saying that the gas shortage isn't hitting you yet?
Oh, and I had something to say about the Corona thing too. But not well, we're not going to be affected by it because that pipeline or whatever, it runs down
it runs through the southern states, right?
It runs through the southern states and the East Coast. I know Summer down where she's at, and even some people that I know that live in Florida, their gas stations are actually running out of gas and putting bags over their pumps because of it. Up here, the biggest thing is gas is. I was just at the gas station this evening. Yeah, it's like $2.89 a gallon here, which is
ridiculous,
retarded. In all honesty.
And the funny thing about that is, down here, we pay almost $4 a gallon, and we've been doing it for well over 10 years.
Really?
Because we pay by the liter, and we pay, I think it's like 22 pesos a liter, which is like $1 a liter. So there's 4 liters in a gallon, so that's like $4 a gallon.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, we've been doing it for years. So me sitting here watching the news. I watch the news on YouTube, and it's obviously like a day behind or whatever. Well, it's because I listen to Tim Pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's hilarious because he's as center as you get. Where Fox News is far right, CNN's far left. Tim Pool's kind of right in the middle. He leans a little bit right, but he's kind of the person that is like, if somebody from the left is like, we need to do this, he's like, you know what, that guy's got a point. Where Fox News would be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I kind of hang in the middle, a little bit more to the right, but I hang out in the middle.
Yeah, I try to hang out in the middle as much as I can. I don't was like I was watching there's that family reunion show on Netflix. Have you seen this? It's like it's a ex football player moves back home to Georgia with his moms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is so woke that I can't watch it.
Everything is these days, so I mean that's the thing.
And I just can't watch it. So I get some things should be a little bit more woke, but everything that you say doesn't have to be 100% so woke that it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I lean a little bit more right, but I'm still straddling the fence as best as possible.
Yeah. No, so I mean, but the good news is though about this pipeline and everything like that. They're hoping to have everything all squared away by this weekend.
In the next couple of days, yeah.
Yeah, with the hack and shutting it down and this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of it, like down in Florida, because they're not even certain areas of Florida. I don't know all the logistics or anything like that behind it, but I know, like in the Tampa area, they don't even get their fuel from that pipeline. But it's everybody. It's everybody freaking out.
Shut up! Sorry, kids.
But it's everybody
kids hearing screaming,
freaking out, much like they did when the pandemic first started, and everybody for whatever reason.
I think that has a little bit to do with it as well.
Yeah, everybody. I
saw a video of a guy.
Toilet paper.
He showed up this big Dodge Ram truck with a 1,000-gallon tank on a trailer.
Yeah,
and filled the motherfucker, and I was like, "What an asshole!"
Well, was he an asshole, or was it? There's a, I listened to radio from down in Tampa. I listened to 102.5 The Bone. It's a talk radio station, but it's not like political. It's kind of like what we do, except on a bigger picture. But there's a gentleman. Yeah, they get paid lots and lots of money, but he owns a farm down there, and once a week,
I mean that's the thing.
He comes into town, and
I'm pretty sure it was misskewed because he probably owns a trucking company or he owns a bunch of box trucks or whatever. Like for instance, my grandfather started a plumbing and heating company, and they have a big 1,000-gallon tank because they fill the trucks up there. The difference is they have a truck come and fill it, but it could have been a situation like that. And I think the video I saw was a bit misconstrued.
I used to work excavating. Well, they always are. Right. That's probably. I used to work at an excavating company years ago, and we had big diesel fuel tanks on the back of all of our trucks.
The big 100-gallon tanks.
For the fact that if we were out on a job, like 100-gallon, 200-gallon.
It looks like a toolbox.
Yeah, but that was for the equipment. It wasn't for the trucks. It was for the equipment because you can't drive a fucking Bobcat or a John Deere excavator or a bulldozer to the gas station. And if you're out on the job and you run out of fuel, well, then you just pull the truck around and you fill up your equipment. But there's a gentleman down in Florida, and he owns a farm, and once a week he goes and gets his fuel for the week. Just so happened that the other day it was his time to go get fuel, and a bunch of people.
I think that's what it was. It was that guy's time to go get fuel, and he was like, "Well, I better go do it. It's Wednesday, and it's been 6 months." But I saw a video the other day. This guy got yelled at by a bunch of people because he filled up a gallon jug of gas so he could mow his yard.
Yeah.
He was like, and people were like, "Oh, you're hoarding." And he's like, "I gotta cut my grass."
Yeah. But I mean, there are people,
my lawnmower.
There are people.
That are hoarding.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen or heard, but there was a lady that, and again, this is Florida. There was a lady that was using the Walmart plastic bags. She was
I saw that. I saw that. And then she put it in the back of her car, and I was like, what the hell is wrong with you?
It was like, first of all, the gas is going to eat through that plastic, and it's going to be, your car's ruined. And then there was another couple that they had pictures of that were filling up, the plastic totes that you get for storage and stuff. They were filling those up. So it's like, now that you filled that up, how exactly, and they couldn't lift it because it was so heavy. How exactly do you plan on getting the gas out of it and into your car? When you need.
Yeah, and then you got to drive around. It's going to slosh, and and then some asshole's going to flick their cigarette. Next thing you know, you're in a ball of flames. So you just wasted money and you died.
You're just a 65 mile an hour fucking flaming torpedo. But yeah, there are some stupid ass fucking people. But here's the thing that I'm surprised that I haven't seen yet, in all honesty, because this happened with the toilet paper thing. People who are going and they're filling up these 5-gallon gas tanks, and they have 10, 20 of them. I'm surprised that nothing's come out that on Facebook where they're selling it for, I got a 5-gallon tank of gas for.
I did see an ad.
$30.
I saw a video, and this guy says, "I don't want to flex, but I got a sheet of plywood, 3 gallons of gas, and a box of 9 millimeters. I want $2,500. I know what I got. No low ballers."
No low ballers.
And I was like, you asshole.
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, because even right now, 9 millimeter bullets.
They're rare.
12. There's several different types of ammunition that's hard to come across, because as soon as gun shops get it in, people are buying it like crazy. The gun store that I go to down the road from my house, they limit certain ammunition to 1 box per customer. So like when I bought my gun, I bought my gun last year, I think, just shortly after the pandemic started. I bought my gun, and then the guy was
stimulus check.
I had money, so I bought it. I wasn't one of the people.
I work for a living.
I wasn't one of the people, nor have I been one of the people that have been relying on the stimulus check to survive, because, I know there are people out there who got fucked over royally when all this went down. But there's also, unfortunately, the majority of the people are just fucking lazy dirtbags.
Canada gave every family $2,000 every month since the start of the pandemic. The U.S. gave whatever they gave. Mexico gave us 500 pesos in stuff, like food stuff. That was it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of different countries. I think over in Europe, because they did a complete lockdown over there.
Yeah, they did one here too. I mean, it didn't last for more than 3 days.
Yeah, we did a complete lockdown too. But
that reminds me. My mom reminded me to mention on the podcast, June 1st, the lockdowns are over in Ohio, according to the governor.
Oh,
he's lifting the.
Speaking of Daddy DeWine, Mike DeWine, our governor here. So Ohio, he announced yesterday, I think it was, that starting May 26th for 5 weeks, there will be a weekly drawing. Every Ohio resident that has gotten vaccinated, whether they've got their first shot or their second shot, will be entered into this drawing. And every week for 5 weeks, they'll draw one name, and that person will receive $1 million. Ohio is giving away $5 million total, but it gets better, because now that minors can get the shot and everything like that, anybody under the age of 17, I think, that has gotten vaccinated, there'll be a drawing for them as well.
No way.
If their name is drawn and they win, it's a lottery. So if they win, they can go to any university, any college in the state of Ohio, 4 years tuition, 100% free. This also includes their room and boarding,
board, food, everything,
food, books, the whole 9 yards. So for getting vaccinated, if you're under 17, you potentially could go to any college. And now, granted, in Ohio
in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Well, you got Ohio State. You got
the Ohio State University. Say it right.
Yeah, the Ohio State.
You got
and then there's subsidiaries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got OU. You got Ohio University. You got Denison. If you're a liberal nerd. You got. I mean, there's some good colleges in Ohio. Right. You got the University of Cincinnati and Dayton, and so they could go to any college in the state of Ohio completely 100% scot free. And it was just like, I mean, that's cool. That's a cool program. Cool and all, but and that 5 people, there's going to be 5 people who are going to get $1 million. 5 adults.
My problem is this: why are they pushing the vaccine so hard?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm still not going to get it. What's the chances?
I'm not going to get it. I refuse to get it because of the simple fact I was a kid that, I drank from a water hose if it was too hot outside. I played in the dirt. I've skinned my knee and rubbed dirt on it and got back out there and got back in it. I'm pretty much immune to anything.
You should probably go ahead and get it so you become a zombie and I can chain you up in the shed.
I'll play video games. You come in there like, hey.
Hey, Jeff.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it with your kid?
No, I've been to, and we wound up watching Mortal Kombat, and then Sunday I was doing laundry. Well, after we got off the phone and we finished or off the podcast, and him and I got done watching Mortal Kombat. I had to put laundry away, so then I fell into a Dexter wormhole. I got back into Dexter watching that. So
I downloaded Crocodile Dundee 1, 2, and 3, and my kid and I were watching the first one today, and that movie just wouldn't fly today.
Well,
the whole scene in the bar where he grabs that chick's crotch because it's actually a trans person. He's like, "That's a guy. Dressed up like Sheila." It's funny as hell.
It's funny that grabbing her by the pee was a problem when Trump was in office, but now that Biden's in office, it's a fucking TikTok trend.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen that where the guys come up behind their girlfriends and they like go up underneath them?
Oh, I saw that, and then lift her up real high. Yeah. But you notice those are all real small girls. The guys are listening to these chicks that weigh like 120 pounds.
Well, the guys are also real small guys too.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the guys that have to scream and yell and tell everybody that they're an alpha.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, you're such an alpha.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah,
here's your shirt.
Yeah, calm down there, thumper.
Here's your shirt. SDM.
Yeah, you're getting your SDM shirt. It's on the way.
Yep. Courtesy of Nonsensical Nonsense.
Yes.
We're going to throw in a free window decal as well.
T-shirt. For your truck. Yeah. Free window decal for your giant lifted truck because you're such an alpha. That's the new T-shirt slogan that I'm going to make. It's I'm an alpha. Yes. That's the new one. So we got SMD, I'm an alpha.
You know how You know how I know that you know that I'm an alpha? I just told you 10 times.
I was actually thinking about
being the valedictorian of the retard class, buddy.
There's the king of the short buses. There's a website. I forget what it's called. I have my merchandise on there for my YouTube channel, which nothing sells. But I think I might set us up something on there because we don't have to have any inventory or anything, and people can order our shirts off there. We just design them.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I figure out the name of the website, I think I'm gonna make a shirt on the back. It'll say on the front, it'll say Nonsensical Nonsense, and then on the back, it's gonna say words are hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and I'll do one that says squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. I have friends that do stuff like that. I mean, if anybody at all was interested in anything like that, I can always reach out to them because I would much rather support somebody that's local
that was my
and
problem with doing the website because I'd rather support somebody local and yeah. Well, not to mention that the website I was looking at, the T-shirts are like $25-$30 a piece, and I'm like, for a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't think so, Tim.
They're going to be like that. You know, if you know, like I think my top dog shirt that I had made for me from my friend Keeley, I think it was $20 or something like that for the shirt, but I didn't care because she's a friend, and
I can
I didn't care because she's a
$20,
friend and she does
like $36 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I meant to ask you, and I haven't gotten to it. What did you think of the logos I came up with?
They were pretty good. I think I commented on one. Did you? I told you that I liked.
I kind of like the one that's the second one I sent you. It's like airbrushed. I did the color airbrush style. I have an app that I can airbrush and customize stuff.
I think the first one that looked like the gloss color was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that was actually the easiest one to do. The airbrush. I like the purple in the microphone. I thought it was really cool. For those of you who don't know, I think it's up on a Facebook page. Is it not?
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention that. We Nonsensical Nonsense on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Go follow them. Go give us a thumb in there.
And if you want to leave a comment, you can leave a. If you want to send us something so we can talk about it, because we're constantly looking for stuff to talk about, you can send us an email at nonsensical_nonsense podcast@gmail. Correct?
Yeah, you had words are hard, huh, buddy?
Well, I had to think about it there for a second. I literally signed into the email today thinking, God, I hope I remember the password.
most importantly, above all that stuff, is we are on Spotify.
Yes.
So Nonsensical Nonsense on Spotify. Speaking, well, I want to hit this, and then you said having people send stories to us. Summer sent me a story yesterday.
Okay, please.
That had me cracking up. But we were talking about the COVID, the whole COVID bullshit. Dracula's castle proves to be an ideal setting for COVID-19 jabs. That's the headline.
That's the headline, and I'm already like, oh yes, here we go.
At Dracula's castle in picturesque. Why do they have to use such big words? Just say
it's to make them sound smart.
Yeah, but pretty. It makes me sound dumb. But in fuck it. In Transylvania.
In Transylvania, in the pretty area.
Yeah. In Transylvania, Romania. This is actual Dracula's castle. He was a real dude. Yeah, he was a real Dracula. Dude. Vlad Dracula. Yeah. So doctors are offering a jab in the arm rather than a stake through the heart. A COVID vaccination center has been set up on Romania's Bran Castle, which is purported to be the inspiration behind Dracula's home and Bram Stoker's 19th century Gothic novel Dracula. So every weekend through May, they're doing vaccination marathons at this castle. Now, it wasn't Vlad Dracula's castle. This was the castle that Bram Stoker got
inspired.
Inspiration
Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to get the vaccine, that's where I'd want to get it, though.
Oh yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Every weekend through May, the vaccination marathons will be held just outside the storied 14th century Hilltop Castle, where no appointment is needed in an attempt to encourage people to protect themselves against COVID-19. We wanted to show people in a different way to get the vaccine needle. The marketing manager at Bran Castle told the Associated Press, those brave enough to get a Pfizer vaccine shot received a vaccination diploma, which is applied, illustrated with a fanged medical worker brandishing a syringe. So they have these nurses or whatever kind of cosplaying as a vampire.
As Dracula. Yeah. Nice.
So it is really cool. So meanwhile, in Ohio, Governor DeWine's going to give us a chance at $1 million and a free college education. Awesome.
Well, see, here's the kicker. They give away $1 million, but you end up paying like what, half of that back in taxes.
you end up paying $999.
You get like after taxes you get $1, so you're like, wow, woohoo.
Yeah, but I mean, so there are a lot of there. Not only is Ohio, but like in New York, they were doing a thing with if you got vaccinations and you got free drinks at a bar. So you got your vaccination, you go to a bar. Once they open everything back up, hey, look, I got my vaccination. Well, you get X amount of free drinks that night, one night only.
Oh,
so
cool.
everywhere seems to be doing something fun. You know, I think it was last week or the week before. We were talking about out in the UK, they're giving out free condoms. You know, like, hey, lockdown's up June 1st or whatever date or whatever it is. And we know you're going to go fucking crazy.
You're going to go
everything.
out there.
Yeah, you're going to start sticking your dick in everything you can. And you ladies are going to start moving everything you can inside of you. So at least be safe. So it's kind of cool that they are, you know, they're trying to.
Yeah, well, they are trying to. It's nice that they're trying to make you know, there's nothing worse. A friend of mine, she just went and got her second shot, and she had to stand in line for 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And she says it was boring as shit. And you know, it's 3,000 degrees here, anyways. So she's standing outside in the sun, waiting to get in this building, and I was like, So at least there in the States, they're doing something, you know. Like, okay, yeah, if you're going to the Dracula castle, you're gonna be standing around waiting in line. But you're standing in a fucking castle. How cool is that?
Yeah, like you're hanging out at Dracula's castle. So yeah, I mean that's kind of a cool thing. And I think the initial rush with the vaccine, everybody was in a, you know, they wanted, we got to get it. So people were waiting forever to get it done. But now at this point, you know, I've heard and I know several people who have gone and they set their appointment at 9:30 in the morning. They say get there 15 minutes early, and they're in and out of there within a half hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I mean, things have settled down, and I mean here you can literally, they have a fucking shed set up outside of CVS so you can roll up drive-through style. Get your shot.
I saw videos of that, people getting shots, and I'm like, you know, my problem is this with the whole vaccine. These vaccines are not FDA approved.
Well, yeah, they are. They have to be.
No, they're not. Like I saw a chick on TikTok. She looked up.
Don't ever get your news from TikTok.
No, I get that, but according to this chick, she looked up the ingredients in one of the vaccines, and one of the ingredients was something that wasn't supposed to be used on humans or animals. And I was like, well, what the hell is it supposed to be used for then?
Well, a lot of the vaccines are just different variants of other vaccines, plus the fact that this is the 19th strand of coronavirus. This isn't nothing new. This isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the problem with it is that it spread so fast and just mutated so quickly that it wasn't able to get taken under control. So the vaccines have been in work. They're not fully FDA approved, but they are approved. They were given emergency authorization, so they are, to a certain degree, they are approved, but they're not fully approved.
Yeah, it's that gray area.
At the end of the day, you know, it's to each their own. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. I don't, you know.
That's my thought behind it.
It takes us back to
the my body, my choice thing with the chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the chicks that say, "Oh, it's my body, my choice" when it comes to abortion. Well, I that's where I stand with the vaccine. It's my body, my choice.
Well, it's my
so
choice.
I can be
and I
woke.
want you to get the vaccine so I can have a little zombie buddy in my shed.
Yeah, shit. Just remember, PlayStation, not Xbox.
I have both.
That's fine by me.
No,
Well, but
it's the same
yeah,
thing. Whether you're pro-vaccine or anti-vaccine, what it boils down to is the idiots that are screaming the loudest are the idiots that need attention.
Yeah, it all comes down to attention.
They feel that they need the attention by other people, and it's just like, nah, shut up.
I totally understand. Somebody like 55 and over should definitely get it because they're at risk. But like I said, in the 80s and 90s, some of the stuff we did as kids, I'm not afraid of nothing. I mean, I've done so much.
Just my time at Orkin, the amount of chemicals that I know that are in my system.
Exactly.
I was the guy at Orkin that would go in and do a fumigation, clean out as we called them, when we were supposed to wear a full face respirator, and I would just be in there like this. I might take my shirt,
hold my nose.
Yeah, I might take my shirt and put it over my face, but it's like I can't take my glasses off because I'm fucking blind. I can't wear my glasses because they don't fit under the mask. So I'll just leave the mask off. I don't care,
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like I've painted cars, and the first thing they tell you when you paint a car is these are dangerous chemicals. You don't want me smelling them. You wear a respirator.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wear a respirator. It's 3,000 degrees outside. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Respirators are for pussies.
Yeah, exactly. I've painted like 15, 20 cars, and I've never worn a mask once. So it's like, whatever. And I love the smell of clear coat. So
you were a special child, weren't you?
Yeah. Did you eat paint chips as a kid? My theory comes down to this. If something's going to kill me, I'm not going to impede it. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
The best advice, and this goes with anything, do your research. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. Do your research.
That's the biggest problem. Everybody wants to be just like everybody else. Yeah. So keeping up with the Joneses thing.
Yeah. Make your decision based off of however you feel. I mean, I'm not rushing out to get the vaccine by any means, personally, but I've talked to enough people. I have several friends and family that are in the medical field. I've talked to enough of them that if I have to get the vaccine, I'll get it. But much like the flu shot or anything else, I'm not running out to get it.
Yeah, I don't get flu shots either.
Yeah, so that's the best thing. And you know what? Don't worry about what your next door neighbor's doing. If they don't want to get it and they're a crazy psychopath, just lock your door and ignore them.
Yeah, and when they become, my whole thing is I want to be the person that's still around when everybody else becomes a zombie. So I'll take care of you guys. I don't know. I watched a video the other day asking if you would survive the zombie apocalypse, and I was like, I probably wouldn't, but I'd take a couple with me.
I don't know. Well, if judging by,
it depends on the type of zombies, though.
Judging by watching my kids play World War Z, they're all fucking dead.
Oh yeah,
World War Z on Xbox.
I think we talked about this before. It all depends on the kind of zombie. If you got like Walking Dead zombies that you can literally stop and wait for them to catch up, you'll be fine. But if you got have you seen the game Days Gone?
Oh yeah,
those zombies will kill you. I watched a video the other day. It's like, could you survive in the Days Gone style zombie apocalypse? And it said it was like 99% of the people wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, because, speaking of zombies and different types of zombies, have you seen the preview? I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or if you know much about wrestling. Who Dave Bautista is, who plays Drax.
Oh yeah,
Well, he's got a new movie coming out. It's called Army of Darkness.
Yes, I totally want to see that.
It's a zombie movie. I totally
want to see that.
But there's a scene in the preview because obviously the zombies have evolved and they're a lot smarter and this, that, and the other thing. It's like a heist movie wrapped up.
There's Mom.
Hey, what's up, Mama? It's like a zombie movie wrapped up in a heist movie / action movie.
Yeah, it's a real weird concept.
It looks really cool, but there's a preview where Batista is fighting a zombie. And he throws the punch at the zombie, and basically the zombie like ducks and comes back at him. It was like, oh shit, the zombie can fight.
that's where I'm screwed. Yeah. I'm dead. It's over. Call it a day. Because fighting against a zombie that's like the Walking Dead style, I got this.
Yeah.
One that fights back, I'm a dead man. I'll just lay there, find me a good place to die, and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
But I totally want to see that movie. It looked good.
I'm going to have a flashback to building trades circa 1999 and be like, I've trained for this moment. Body to body.
I got my hard hat on. I'm ready to go.
Body to body. Let's go, zombie.
Well, not even body to body. Some of the stuff, I remember Bob Smith and I got in it one day where I think I threw a brick at him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what the heck we were fighting about, but I threw a brick at him. It was a concrete block. I mean, concrete block and me throwing it. It didn't go that far, but I chucked it in his general direction.
Well, you more.
It fell at my feet as opposed to his. It went all of 3 feet and everybody just kind of was like, wow, really?
Right. What the fuck, dude?
But not only that, I remember somebody was working on the roof and of that house we built in building trades, and somebody dropped a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on somebody.
I
don't remember who it was, but I was like, that person's going to survive the zombie apocalypse.
There's a lot of shenanigans.
We did some dumb stuff. We did some dumb stuff.
Speaking of
that's the reason why we live.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That's the reason why we will survive any. That's why
the zombie apocalypse has nothing on us.
That's why Gen Xers and millennials will survive damn near anything, and you, Gen Z are fucking toast.
Well, millennials, elder millennials, put it that way,
because because
after 92, 93.
Yeah. Because I'm on that line of
I am too.
Being
I'm 80.
Gen X or millennial. I'm 81, so it's like
I think it depends on which survey you check.
Yeah.
Well, some of the surveys is like 85, some of them are like 80, and I'm like,
they have a word for for those of us that are like right there on that line, and I cannot remember what it is. They're like ex-lineals or something like that.
It's like retards.
Like fair enough. I mean,
dumbasses that just were born at the wrong time. Yeah, because we grew up before having the internet, and we've grown up with the internet. Like you could tell some kids nowadays. I remember I'm older than Google, and they're like, "What?" I'm older than Google.
I've had that conversation with my kids, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I didn't have internet. I didn't even have my first cell phone until I was like 20 years old."
I bought my first cell phone 6 months after high school. So we're talking 2000.
Yeah, I think I was 19 or 20, and the first cell phone I had was a Nextel, the old Nextel bricks.
No, I didn't have that. Man. I had the Sprint PCS flip phone.
Yeah, I had the big Nextel brick, and goddamn, you talk about a sound that'll make your stomach drop to your butthole and make it pucker. that
ringtone.
That on a Nextel, because you never knew what was coming after that beep, and it was just like, oh, did I turn the volume down? Oh my! Because we would say some fucked up ass shit. Like we would wait for our buddies to go, like, be at a restaurant and know damn well they're at a restaurant with their girlfriend and be like, "Chirp, these motherfucking that chirp." It just starts screaming.
That chirp.
He likes to suck
yeah,
dick.
No, but like, I remember telling people, call me after 9 or on the weekend when it's free.
Mm-hmm.
I love that plan, but that plan
and back
screwed
then,
me and a lot of other people, because I remember my dad calling me. I was at the mall one day. My dad called. I was at Richland Mall. My dad called me and says, "You need to get home. Your bill is over $150." I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" But apparently, those couple seconds before 9 o'clock would kill you.
Well, that and back then, God forbid, if somebody sent me a text, I wanted to punch them in the face. Now,
oh yeah, text was like almost $1 a piece.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It was because you didn't have a keyboard, so you'd have to hit the numerical key
1
3 or
1
4
1
times.
1 1.
Yeah.
4 4 4 4. Oh, shit, I fucked up.
Now, outside of my girlfriend, if anybody calls me now, I want to punch them in the face for calling me and not just texting me. It's like,
oh no, I hate to text. Yeah. That's why, like, when you and I talk on Messenger, I end up just calling you. I'm like, God.
Yeah. And I want to
or sending the voice message. But I was trying to look up the password for the Anchor app so I could see how many views, and I couldn't think of it. So I was scrolling back through, and it's just all audio. It's all audio. Yeah. And I had to listen to some stuff. I'm like, wow, we're weird.
Do you ever listen to the podcast? Because I listen to every podcast. I listen to every episode, and it's such a douchey thing to do, but I laugh my ass off.
Oh, I do too.
But I listen back as like a learning tool. So it's like, okay, well, if we did this or this and this, blah blah blah. Then, but at the same time, I'm actually enjoying listening to it. Speaking of listening to it, I know you say every week that your mom is probably one of our biggest fans, but she has
some competition.
She has some competition. A friend of mine, Connor, that I used to work with, fucking loves this shit. Was talking to him.
Connor, thank you for the love, man. Next time you see Connor, the next time you see a link, share it.
Yeah, share it. But I was talking to him today, and he was like, "You guys need to put more episodes out." I'm like, "Well, we're recording twice a week as it is." I was like, "But the problem is I get tied up with work." And I was like, "So 8 got dropped last night. 9 is going to be dropped here in about 5 minutes, and then 10 will be up by Saturday at the latest, and we'll be recording again on Saturday." And he was like,
"It's a weird." It's one thing if we were if this was our primary income, but what people don't. I was actually explaining it to a friend of mine today. What people don't understand is we do this at our spare time. It costs us next to nothing except time. But
speak for yourself.
Well, your end takes a little bit more time because you have a laptop. I do not.
Yeah, I went out and bought a laptop, bought a bike, I bought some stuff, but I mean, yeah, I put a little bit more time.
Yeah, but I mean, each episode doesn't really cost us anything. But the problem is
it doesn't cost anything at all.
Finding the 2 hours twice a week to actually do it is, we've like, it's Thursday. We were technically supposed to record yesterday, but you had shit to do and I had shit to do.
I was actually good yesterday. I was actually good to go yesterday. I was just trying to get caught up from last week's 2 shows and get them edited and add the music and this, that, and the other thing, and trying to get them posted, because I mean, we recorded last Thursday and then we recorded Sunday, and here it is Thursday again.
And you just put up 9.
Yeah, and I just put them up yesterday and tonight. So,
well, it's also, I mean, what people don't understand is that the people in our lives are like, yeah, you guys are just wasting your time. Not all of them, but some of them are like, you guys are just wasting your time. And the way I explained it to my friend is it's kind of like a business. You're not gonna, if you started a business today, you're not gonna see profit for a minimum 2 years.
Well, depending on what kind of business you're doing.
Well,
if I
yeah,
got into the
exactly.
meth business, I'd see profit.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly.
if I decided to become a pimp, I would see profit
Yeah,
tonight.
exactly. But a legitimate business, let's call that, because this is technically a legitimate line of work. But
I
the
am
market
a
is so
distributor of
saturated.
goods. That is a legit
Yeah.
business.
Illegal goods, but they're still goods. But it all comes down to it all comes down to it's not something that happens overnight. And I was
No,
explaining to my friend, he was like, my friend says to me, he's like, do you guys really expect it to take off? I said, in all seriousness, I do. I mean, I'm not expecting to make $100 million like Joe Rogan. We're far from that, but we are, at least in my opinion, and according to my mom, some of the stuff we do is a bit raunchy, but we're entertaining.
your mom
And a
also
little bit
told you
stupid.
were handsome most of your life, so.
No. I don't know about that. I know I'm not a good-looking guy, but I find us at least entertaining, and I like doing it. So for me, it's all about finding the time.
It's all about basically what it boils down to is just doing what you love, and for you, and this is something that I've noticed, and I need to figure out how to work on it, but I stutter a lot,
right?
I always have, but
I have to.
But for you, you've never done anything like this before. You've never done any lives or anything like this, so this is all new territory for you.
New territory, right?
Where I've been doing this for 7 or 8 years, doing lives and this, that, and the other thing. What's new for me is having that extra person to
talk to,
bounce stuff off of. Because I've always had people to talk to in the lives. People come in and they hang out and they bullshit and chit chat. Now we're doing the lives. We don't get a lot of chit chat from the comments, and I think that's just because Facebook's a little laggish. So, hopefully if you're not watching it on Facebook, you go check us out on Spotify and you listen on Spotify, and then you can always tell us on social media that we're stupid asses. But as long as you follow us, don't call me a stupid ass unless you're following us.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So, Rome wasn't built in a day. Are we gonna?
Exactly.
We're still trying to learn certain things. Lord knows, you're learning a lot of things. I'm learning a lot of things, but this is kind of my comfort zone. I don't have a problem turning on a mic or turning on a camera and just going.
Yeah.
But,
well, the speaking of going live, I've gone live a few times on TikTok and but my problem with it is I get on there and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to say?
I'm gonna turn this light on real quick. It's getting dark up here.
Yeah. But it's where you're used to it, and I just kind of threw myself into it. But it is true what you said. You said you've been wanting to do the podcast for a long time, and oddly enough, when I first started listening to Kevin Smith's podcast, I was like, that would be so much fun. But the way he described it, anyways, it costs so much to keep it going. That I was like, oh, it's just not feasible. Then once I talked to you about it, for like 5 years, I was like, I'd love to do a podcast, but it costs so much money and blah, blah, blah. And then when I talked to you about it, you told me about Anchor and you told me about Haps. And I was like, oh my gosh. So you're telling me that it doesn't cost us anything? Really? Right. More? I mean, what? Between the two of us, what have we spent on the podcast itself? $200?
For the actual podcast itself, we haven't spent any money. I mean, I went out and bought a laptop and I went out and bought a microphone. But that was stuff that I was wanting to buy anyways. So I would have kind of a basic setup because I didn't want to be trying to do everything from my phone. I joke and I give you shit that I do all the editing and all the audio and the all the behind the scenes stuff. That an engineer,
which I would love to do, but I just don't have the stuff.
I just didn't want it all on my phone, so I wanted to get the laptop so that I would have all that there and I could break it all down. And then laptops are a little bit easier to navigate. than a phone, so to say. So,
it's like I do the editing on my YouTube channel on my phone, and it's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, so I mean, I got a little bit of money wrapped up in it, not much, but but it's something I want to do. So
I mean,
at the end of the day, eventually when I buy a house, I'm gonna have a full blown studio built. I'm gonna build a full blown studio that I can go into, that I can sit down and record, and not gonna have to worry about background noise from the street and everything else.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why my wife and I use our bedroom, but we don't use our bedroom.
Hap sucks. I'm sorry. Hap sucks, baby.
Haps is new. You have to give them credit where credit is due. We've looked for other other apps that are like Haps, and they're just not there.
It's hard to find something else that we can go live on, and the problem is, when you do find one, it's for iOS, and they don't have it on Google. But
the nice thing about Haps is it when we go live on Haps, it's live on my YouTube channel, it's live on Facebook, like 5 Facebook channels. And then, really? Because it's on my KT Cam Productions, my 2 KT Cam Productions Facebook page, my YouTuber support page that I run, and then the Nonsensical Nonsense page, and then your homepage.
Yeah.
And then my YouTube channel, it puts out a link to Twitter, so it takes a lot of the grunt work out of doing the live podcast. Somebody says it will not let them log in at all. Start up a new one. Start up a new one. I set up like 4 of them.
She's having all kinds of issues with Haps. Not working for her.
That's weird.
So, but speaking of technology, we've kind of rambled on way longer than we should have on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of technology and stupid people. So
Summer says she's boycotting. It's not boycotting if they won't let you on, Summer. That's called a shadow ban.
I am boycotting you. Oh, speaking of bans. Oh,
okay.
Okay, so I want to get to this Tesla story.
Okay.
So Saturday night, because you couldn't go live for whatever reason,
right?
I decided to go do a Saturday Night Live on TikTok. Yes.
Okay.
No pun intended. I got on there, right, and I was live for like 5 minutes. She's starting the petition. Kill Haps.
You'll be the only one signing it.
I'll sign it. I got your back. But so I was on TikTok for maybe 5 minutes. I don't even think it was 5 minutes.
Did they ban you again?
Probably 3 of those 5 minutes. I wasn't even in the room. I went out, went to the bathroom, and then I had one of my vape mods that I hadn't used in forever. And I picked it up and took a hit off of it. Well, when I did, because it's set for so long, it leaked everywhere. So I had juice all over my hands. So I went and got paper towels, and I was cleaning everything up. And I come back in. I have friends. She's like, fuck Haps. But
they are imaginary, but they are real.
So I come back in, and Summer's in there, and Haas is there, and one of our other buddies, Sean, who lives out in Australia. And I literally just started talking to him, and like that, it just cut off. And I was like, what in the actual fuck? So I go out in my notifications. They're from lovely TikTok land. I had a 3-month suspension for illegal activity and regulated goods. And I was like, I wasn't even fucking doing anything. So I sent him a report, or I sent him a complaint.
Uh-huh.
I was going to get ready and I was going to go live on Facebook. And I was like, well, shit, I can't have my music on while I'm live on Facebook. So I was setting all that up.
Right.
And I was like, well, you know what? I closed out of TikTok and everything. I said, let me jump back in there. So I jumped back in and my live was back up and I was able to go live again. But I was just like, you got to be kidding me. Less than 5 minutes and these motherfuckers hit me with a ban on some bullshit.
You know what it is?
Meanwhile,
it's somebody reporting stuff. You know, it's like somebody in there like, this guy's got more followers than me. I don't like him.
Well, what it is that I have a few friends that I've gone after and I enjoy.
Oh, well, yeah.
So it just so happens that one of those friends, she was posting videos at the same time I was live. So I'm assuming that she was like, because they like to have their little fake accounts and pop in on people. So I'm assuming she seen I was live and she was just like, report. But it was like, TikTok, fucking be better. At least look into what the report is.
I think that's the problem. Is they should give, like, if you get reported while live, somebody from TikTok should go onto the live and monitor it for another 5 minutes. Yeah. And then then make a decision, or at least send your message, hey, please don't do this.
Yeah. So what I think since the live was so short, and I instantly reported it, or filed a complaint or whatever you want to call it. 6 signatures already.
Writing your name different ways doesn't count, Summer.
those are just for 6 different personalities. But I think somebody actually physically went and looked at it and they're like, okay, well, he didn't do anything wrong. Because I put in the thing, I'm like, I'm almost 40 fucking years old. The only thing I was doing was drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette. There's nothing illegal there. So they gave it back.
Exactly.
That's that. But Haas was live today on TikTok, and I was in there while I was editing episode 9. And he got a 7-day ban for nothing. He was barbecuing again. So, but again, fucking technology and stupid.
Well,
people.
I think it all comes down to some woke person was like, "Oh, I don't like the cut of his jib. I'm gonna,
Well, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what it was. It's just they need to do a better job. But as I was saying, don't you dare talk about Helen Starr. I told you.
Steve.
Steve. I told you, man.
That's hilarious.
Those are all legit personalities with her. Stars.
One of her personalities is Steve.
That's Stevie.
That's hilarious.
I happen to enjoy Star quite a bit, but that's neither here nor there. Mom, plug your ears.
Sorry. Sorry, Summer. I didn't actually read it. I just skimmed it. Yeah, plug your ears, Mom.
Star is
calm down. It's Stevie. I apologize, Summer.
Speaking of technology and not working properly and people being dumb, this came to me from Summer. She actually sent this to me last night. Good old Tesla in the news again.
Uh-oh.
Tesla driver riding in the back seat on California freeway arrested. Because even though they have the self-driving, and I didn't even know this because when she sent it to me and we were talking about it last night, I was like, well, it's a self-driving car. Why can't he be in the back seat? But even though it's self-driving, I hope she does. It's a self-driving car. Like, I'm thinking of iRobot. You get in the car and it's like, home, Jeeves.
Well, the problem with self-driving cars, I wouldn't trust the car itself I wouldn't get in the back seat.
Well, yeah. So I guess technically by law, you're still supposed to be in the driver's seat so that if something happens. Well, it was this was in Oakland, California. A motorist was arrested after an officer observed him in the backseat of a Tesla traveling on a San Francisco Bay Area freeway, the California Highway Patrol said. Param Sharma, 25, was arrested for alleged reckless driving and disobeying a peace officer. So he was not doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Too.
Yeah, he was being an ass clown is what he was doing. I know my rights. Smack him in the mouth.
Summer just said it doesn't prevent someone from running into you either. That's why you need to be in the front seat. Yeah. I can understand. Well, that's what I said. I can understand. Maybe he was, reaching in the back seat or climbed in the back seat to grab something, like something fell, and he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta grab that." Well, that would be the only way I would use the self-driving part.
Well, yeah. Well, get this. So it says, multiple 911. So multiple 911 calls. God, words are hard. Monday, hashtag words are hard. Reported a person seated in the back seat of the Tesla Model 3 without anyone in the driver's seat while the vehicle traveled on Interstate 80 across the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. A motorcycle. Oh, we got chips involved.
Oh, nice.
California.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. A motorcycle officer spotted the Tesla, confirmed the sole occupant was in the back seat, took action to stop car, saw the occupant, moved to the driver's seat before the car stopped. In his statement, prior to the arrest, members of the public had captured video of someone resembling Sharma operating his vehicle in the same reckless manner. Back on April 27th. So
okay, it's not the first time he did it.
Now, I'm not going to read the whole crazy article to kind of get the drift of what happened. But when I was looking for this story today, there was, and I don't know, I should have fucking saved it, honestly. There was an accident in California from one of those auto drive Teslas.
Okay, yeah. Oh, like the taxi cab ones?
Yeah. That was April 20th.
My problem is you said the guy's like 23 years old?
Yeah, he's 25.
Okay, well, there's your problem right there.
So
he's 25. He doesn't understand the concept of what a real car accident is.
Yeah.
And he's grown up with technology. He's like, oh, it should work. It'll work perfectly. It's like my Facebook app. No, it's not. I mean, all technology has its flaws, and some of them Teslas have, like even Summer was saying, they don't stop you from running into somebody or someone else running into you. So since he'd done it before, he's like, oh, it worked before, I'll do it again, And then some drunk driver crosses the berm.
Yeah, and it doesn't know, it doesn't know how to react or anything like that.
Right.
Well, no, yeah. There's been 5 total accidents with 2 deaths, like Summer said. But when I was trying to find that article again, or when I was looking at that article, this was back on May 5th in California. A Tesla crashed into a like that.
Summer says like that.
This was back on May 5th at 2:40 in the morning. There was an overturned truck and trailer on the freeway, and a Tesla that was in auto drive crashed into it.
Yeah. Well, it's because the truck was overturned, so it didn't recognize it as a vehicle.
Yeah.
Tesla recognizes taillights and reflectors and stuff like that. So if you can't see the reflectors, if a Tesla car can't see the reflector, it's not going to see it as an obstacle and smash right into it.
Yeah, so I think the guy who was actually driving that Tesla died, and then there was an overturned truck, and another motorist had pulled over to help, and they were injured. So it's just like, yeah, it's one thing to go into autopilot and kind of be.
I would do it like through the parking lot while as I'm leaving the Walmart parking lot, like, hey, honey, I'm on my way home, sending a text. Then I take over the car because just like an iRobot, like you said, Will Smith gets in their car's doing like 200 miles an hour. He takes over. That'd be me. Mm-hmm. You know, A, I like to drive. Yeah. B, I don't trust the technology to drive itself. So I'd be like, screw this. I'll do it myself.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
I'm not saying I'm the world's greatest driver, but apparently I'm better than a Tesla because I haven't wrecked 5 times.
Yeah.
Killed 2 people.
I wouldn't want to be on a freeway on autopilot.
Oh, no.
I think I would feel better if I was like here in town, to where you're not going high rates of speed. So if something were to happen, it's easier to correct and prevent an accident or whatever when you're going at a slower rate of speed.
Summer says I'm the best driver.
No, she is not. You really want to go there, baby? No, she. Okay. So for one.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Dirt.
For one. So spill the tea. I think that's what the kids say these days. So for one,
spill the tea. I've never heard that one.
I don't know. Okay, maybe it's a southern thing. I think Summer said it to me a few times. So for one, the first time I go down there, and I don't know my way around Chattanooga or that Tennessee or that Georgia area where she's from.
She says, let's go there, Wanda.
There is no direct route for her. Like, we could go to the same place 4 times and she'll
take 4 different ways.
No, she'll take 10 different directions. She'll take 10 different routes. Oh God, I don't think I've ever met Wanda. So it's like, and it's a lot of the infinity symbol, that figure 8 and circles and blah, blah, blah. So we got that going on. I don't know where the hell I'm at.
Infinite highway.
I'm completely lost. I'm completely confused. Then we roll up to a stop sign or a stoplight, and it's just not your normal 4-way stop. No, this is like a 17-way stop that's got roads
those are fun.
Going at an angle this way and roads going this way and that way and every other way. And she's going to take a left-hand turn on a red light.
She said you got there, didn't you?
Yeah. So it's a red light. First of all, it doesn't matter where you're from. And any state in this country, you cannot make a right or a left turn on a red light. She's like,
no, you cannot.
Looks good. Left-hand turn across 6 lanes of traffic.
You're clutching the dashboard.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the shit handle.
I'm hitting an imaginary brake on my side of the car. I'm like, what the hell?
I do that with my wife. My wife is a great driver, but she drives way too fast. Like, I'm a fast driver. I have a heavy foot. Mm-hmm. But my wife doesn't understand. My wife's been in one accident, but she wasn't driving.
Yeah.
She said it was a stop sign. Nice.
Stoplight. 100% a stoplight.
There's nothing worse than getting in a car with somebody that drives erratically and you're not used to it.
Yeah. So then, like, I'm not the biggest, like, I'm not afraid. Oh, Christopher, your stories are getting confused. No, my stories are not getting confused. This is actually how it went down. Now, I'm not afraid of a lot of, I'm not afraid of anything really other than heights. I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah, I'm not a heights guy.
With the fear of heights, Summer is an amazing driving. Now she's either talking about herself in the third person or Wanda's talking
That's
about
Wanda.
her.
Wanda's talking. Or it's Stevie.
It's Steve. so there's a mountain. There's her. 2 of my favorite people that I've met through Summer, Aunt JoJo and Uncle Jackie. They live on a mountain down there. And they like that. There's a place that they hang out called Sullivan's. It's the coolest place in the world. And to get there, you got to drive down and around the mountain. Well, it's 4 lanes of traffic, windy, curvy. Well, in Summer's world, you're allowed to use all 4 lanes of traffic in and out of the curves at 90 miles an hour. And I'm like on the verge of a freaking panic attack, heart attack, all of the above. And she's like, what? Everybody drives like this down here. And I'm like, I'm watching everybody else drive.
If everybody jumps
off
a cliff, will you do it too?
I'm watching everybody else drive down here, and nobody's driving like that. You are.
There's a road in, I want to say, the Philippines, where it's a 2-lane road up the side of a mountain, and when you come to a curve, like a tight curve, you technically have to switch lanes.
Yeah.
You have to go in the opposite lane, which is the correct direction.
Well, I mean, if you have to
it's mainly for semi trucks to go through it. Yeah. But that just, to me, that just looks seriously sketchy.
You can say pussy on Haps.
Yeah, you can say pussy.
I am a pussy. I'm a big pussy when it comes to heights. I'm terrified of heights.
Oh, I am too. I
will fight.
I have the same philosophy. I have the same philosophy as my father when it comes to heights.
Yeah.
I have a 5-foot step ladder. Any higher than that, I can't fix it.
I'm not that afraid of heights, but I mean, once you get to a certain limit, yeah, it terrifies me. I will fight a grizzly bear with anaconda arms, riding a fucking dragon made of fire before I will ride a roller coaster, climb a mountain, fly a plane, jump out of a plane.
Really? You won't ride a roller coaster?
I'm terrified of roller coasters. And you know what? If it makes me a pussy,
I agree with Summer. You're a pussy.
If I'm a pussy, I am terrified. And I mean,
I love a good roller coaster.
I'm terrified of heights. Absolutely terrified.
I love roller coasters. I mean, I won't climb on the roof of my house.
I'm a pussy sister guy who won't get the vaccine.
I don't see you lining up. No, but I mean, if I really had to, I'd get on the roof of my house. But I would put it off and put it off and put it off to the long. I would wait till the very last second.
Well, when I worked at OSU, one of my tower buildings was 13 or 14 floors. It was 13 or 14 stories. And I would go up on the roof. I wouldn't go near the edge, but I would go up on the roof. And I'll tell you what, at 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, that view from the roof, looking over at the Olentangy and the Horseshoe and the Ohio State campus, is beautiful. But it's beautiful from about 30 feet away from the fucking edge.
Oh, yeah. I don't do really good with edges.
Mm-hmm.
I can literally look over the edge and have the feeling that I'm falling.
Yeah, but I will say...
And that's usually right before I fall.
I will say, outside of the fact that Georgia and Tennessee police have a shoot on sight notice for the next ticket that Summer gets, she is a good driver. She is just terrifying to ride with.
No, well, that's the same thing with my wife. My wife is a really good driver, but and if I say anything, there's hell to pay. She will yell and scream and holler. But so I silently grab the side of the door and I find any excuse to be like, honey, if you want, I'll drive.
Yeah, I won't say anything to her while she's driving. I'll make fun of her. And I will exaggerate some stories, but when I talk about her driving, those are no exaggerations. Those are 100% accurate.
Well, according to my wife, I'm a good driver. I just have a shit sense of direction.
Oh, I
can go to the same place. I do basically what you were saying Summer does. I go to the same place 14 different routes.
Parker only wears his helmet when we are on back roads.
Nice.
That accounts for something. But no, Summer is a very good driver. She's just terrifying to ride with.
Well, it's also
which says a lot, because she might be the only woman that I know that I will actually say that she's a good driver. So there's that.
Well, there you go. There you go. My mom's a good driver, but she drives so slow it takes you 6 months to get there.
Well, no, I'm not being mean. So don't take it the wrong way, Mama. But she's getting up there in age. As you get older, you like to enjoy.
I'm talking about when I was like 15 and 10. And my mom does the thing that all right, bye, Summer. My mom does the thing that I can't stand, that we talked about the other day. I can't understand why people have to sit on the hood while they drive.
Well, okay, so
it's so close.
Is your mom short like you?
Yes, my mom is actually shorter than I am.
Well, then that explains why she has to sit so close.
Yeah, I get that. But,
what kind of car does she have? She has $100,000 Ford F-350.
No, I think she's got the same. She's got the same car you do.
Oh, she's got a Cruise. Chevy.
Yeah, gang. I think she's got a. Oh yeah, we're Chevy. We're Chevy family. My dad's got a. My dad's got a beautiful Silverado.
Nice.
But love you. My dad is. He's a Chevy guy, but if somebody gave him a Ford, he's not going to throw it away.
Well, I think I said it a few weeks back. When I was younger, I was that guy. It's like, oh, I'm Ford or nothing at all. Fuck a Chevy, fuck a Dodge. But now that I've gotten older, I don't give a damn. Like I still have friends that are in their in their 40s, 30s, and whatever. I still want to argue with people, and I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you because you like Dodge.
No,
I don't care.
I make fun of people that drive Fords, but I would buy a Ford. They actually do look good, and they're not that terrible. Same thing with Dodge. I appreciate all vehicles. All vehicles to somebody is a cool car. Even the Yugo. Yeah. Somebody was like, that's somebody's dream car.
Now, if you really think about it, I'm going to make fun of you. You fucking nerd.
Oh yeah, that's just. And I would totally drive a Tesla, but I would have a backup vehicle.
There you go. Nonsensical nonsense. Hashtag you fucking nerd.
Yeah, you fucking nerd. That's another T-shirt. Fucking nerd.
No, I've had two Chevys. I loved my Malibu. But I got.
What year Malibu did you have?
I had a I had a oh my god, 2000 2008.
Oh, okay. So you had one of the 4 cylinders.
Yeah, it was a 4-cylinder, 4-door. It was like an 8 or a 9. I bought it brand new. I still did. I bought it brand new, but the only reason I bought it was because I had a Ford F-350 that was costing me almost $200 a week
in gas
to drive from Newark to Columbus every week. But it was a 92 Ford F-150 with the straight 6 in it. It was lifted. It was a 4x4. It was lifted a little bit. So
show off your little dick.
Yeah, it wasn't lifted that much, but I mean, it was. In all honesty, I bought the truck because I seen it on Craigslist.
And it was cheap. It all comes down to price sometimes.
Yeah, the guy wanted $1,000 for it. I offered him $700 cash, and my old man and I went and looked at it, and it was a nice looking truck. I mean, it had a little bit of rust on it. The Ford had that issue with rust. But not much rust, but it ran like, dude, that son of a bitch ran, boy. It was tough.
Well, those straight 6 motors are just workhorses too.
Mm-hmm. It's all about my rusted piece of shit Mercury. You still have that Mercury, Sean? That's my buddy Sean up in Michigan.
What year Mercury?
I'm crazy about a Mercury. That son of a bitch is like a 1981.
Oh yeah, that's a yacht, nonetheless.
No, it's
Sable. Sable's about the size of a Malibu, though.
Yeah. No,
it's basically a Malibu.
But now I've got my Cruise, and I love my Cruise. It's a nice little car.
Oh, too.
So
now, see, I got that '99 Malibu. And the cool thing about the 99 Malibu is it slightly resembles the 96 Impala.
Nice.
So it's got the same. I mean, it's not even remotely an Impala, but but it is the V6. So it's got a little bit of nuts behind it. 100,000 miles. That's. I wouldn't venture a guess on how many miles are on the Malibu because it's in kilometers, but it's a lot. The problem with the Malibu is that the I think it's 97, 98 to 03, the motors in the Malibus have the biggest problem with overheating. And I'm pretty sure the Sable has. Well, the Sable's a Ford, so it'd be different. But yeah, I love my Malibu. My wife's Malibu. We bought it together, but it's her car because it's pink and black. I will post a picture of the Malibu on Facebook.
Jeff's garage was a good segment
section.
For me too. Yes. It was a good segment for me to go recycle some Budweiser.
That's what I assumed you were doing, so I just kept talking.
I was like, yeah, he's talking about cars. I'm going to go take a piss.
I'm going to do that when you start talking about sports. I'm like, oh, he's talking about sports. I'm going to do shit. See you in 6 months.
Yeah. I don't ever talk about sports, you know. I would love to talk about sports. Now, football season rolls around. There's going to be some sports talk.
I have no problem with that.
Now, I will say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say this. They did just release the 2021 schedule for the NFL.
Okay.
Yesterday. Cleveland
who's the dog I'm playing?
Cleveland opens the season with a late afternoon game and it's a revenge game against the Kansas City Chiefs because we got fucked in the playoffs against them last year.
Okay.
So we got that. You know, that's cool. Like, you know, it's May, but we got a little football action in May because that came out. Now we got about 2 months before we start talking about fantasy football. Which
now, see, I don't understand fantasy football. Explain me how that works.
Well,
because I've heard the term 400,000 times and I still don't get it.
Basically, with fantasy football, and I'm still relatively new to the game, which is probably going to be a fantasy football podcast. I just need to find a partner,
a sports nut like you.
Well, I need to find a partner that I can talk fantasy with because I'm not 100% educated on fantasy. Basically, with fantasy, you have your league, however many people you have. You do a draft. So you draft a quarterback. I think you can draft up to 4 quarterbacks. You're only starting 1 a week. You start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and then you got a flex player, which that flex player can be another running back or another tight end or a wide receiver. And then you have a defense. You pick one team's defense. So, you know, like with quarterbacks.
And based on how they do that week?
Yeah, with quarterbacks, you get points based off of completions, yardage, touchdowns. You also lose points if they throw an interception or get sacked. Running backs get points based off of yards and touchdowns, much like wide receivers and tight ends. And then defenses get points based off of interceptions, interceptions, sacks, points allowed, yardage allowed. So you just kind of fill your roster up with whoever you think's gonna, you know, do the best for you. I personally,
that sounds like a lot of research.
If you're not a football fan, well, I can't say that because my buddy Kevin, his girlfriend his wife. I'm sorry, TJ, if you hear this, his wife. She got into my league last year, and she actually did really well. Actually, she's the only person who beat me last year in our league. She beat me because she beat me because I was a jackass. But still, she was the only person who beat me last year outside of the playoffs, and I think she beat me in the playoffs. To be honest with you, but she don't know anything about football. She don't care.
She just kind of guessed and got lucky.
Yeah. But she did really well. No, she did really well. And once we got into the season, she was actually keeping track of everybody and watching things. And I had some injuries.
Now, there's money to be made in that too, isn't there?
There is money. Like last year's league, there was no buy-in. Now this year there will be a buy-in, and we'll have a bunch of rules and stuff. But there will be a buy-in this year, so I'm thinking like a $50 buy-in for a 10-person league. Winner takes all. So I mean, what is that? $500?
Yeah,
that you could potentially win.
And the risk is only $50 over what, a 6-month period, right?
Yeah. No, because
How long is the season?
Season's 18 weeks, but your season is usually over before the playoffs start. Fantasy playoffs, okay. Fantasy playoffs are typically through like seasons 12 or week 12 through 16. Now there's 17 weeks, but there's 16 weeks. But you got your playoffs and your championship are usually through 12 through 16. So, but I would like to. I think this year I want to buy a championship belt. So whoever wins will get like a WWE style championship belt. What downfall is that like last year we had guys that played from California. Sean, I think he played. He was in Michigan. We had guys in Florida, Tennessee. So if I get a belt, I'm gonna have to ship it. So I'm gonna
have to have them pay for shipping if they want to keep it, or you just stay champion that way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to make sure I win this. I should have won last year in all actuality, but
yeah, well, but it's like I suppose you could do like a fantasy NASCAR team or something like that. You know, you pick the car.
You can do fantasy baseball. They have fantasy hockey. They have fantasy basketball. I don't know. I don't think you can.
I'm sure there's something for you
NASCAR.
I don't think you can do NASCAR, but you know, I mean,
you can do like on FanDuel or DraftKings. I think they have a NASCAR thing, but that's based off of course, they get who do you think will win, and then they get like the side prop bets. Like, do you think there'll be an accident between laps?
That's like a buddy of mine. A buddy of mine will he'll watch baseball at the casino, and he bets per inning, and he bets the same thing every inning. He'll just like 0-0, and it costs him $1 and he'll win 4 if nobody scores. And if somebody scores during an inning, he's like, okay, whatever, it's $1. But he'll make like $15-20 a game.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what's the point? He's like, well, he also bets on the over under, and it took me a while to understand there's so many different ways to bet on sports in general, and the fact that I don't really give two shits about sports. I'm like, yeah, that's too much work.
Yeah, when you start rolling into all the side bets and stuff like that, I don't understand a lot of the Vegas betting, even though I'm a sports guy. You know, I can build a fantasy roster.
Right.
I know what I'm looking for, and then as far as the season goes, you know, I know when to trade a guy or bench a guy, or you know, this one week where I shove my head up my ass and I do something that I shouldn't do, and then I pay for it. But you know,
yeah, but it didn't really cost you anything, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, no, this was just for fun, just as a first time, because this was my first fantasy league this year. It was the first time that I've ever done one on my own.
Oh, that's
where I was the commissioner and all that stuff. So,
like, you know, like I said, if I understood sports more, it might be something I'd be interested in. But like I said, I don't. It has like zero interest for me. It's like my kids watching somebody play Fortnite on YouTube. I'm like, you can play that yourself.
Yeah, right. Well, that's like my kids. They like to play Minecraft, but they'll watch the hell out of people. My kids play a lot of different video games, but they like to go on Minecraft and do like just the creative, where they can just build their world and do whatever they want.
Yeah,
but they'll go and watch guys on YouTube for an hour or two, and then they get on Minecraft and they start building. And like my son, he's got a house on Minecraft that is ridiculous. Like, I'm like, I couldn't do that if I tried, and you're 7 and you got a pretty cool little setup there. Like it looks cool. So it's like a fucking tree house. He built a fucking tree on Minecraft and then built this big ass castle on top of it. I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking cool, dude. Not gonna lie.
See, I don't get the draw of Minecraft. It's too pixelated for me.
Yeah. Well,
like I have that was it Google SketchUp on my laptop when my laptop was working, and I can build I can design a house to the millimeter or to the 16th of an inch and be like, yes, I could build this house, and like I could have every 2x4 and every outlet and everything in there, including the wiring. It'd take me 6 months to do it, but it's extremely detailed as opposed to a block that looks like the size of a person. Where that's the way I see Minecraft is. It's so pixelated. It's so the smallest block is like a foot by foot.
But I mean, the thing is though, if you look at some of these designs and stuff like that they make on Minecraft,
oh yeah,
they are actually really cool. There's a lot of intricate designs, and they
right.
The way they place blocks to make things look certain ways or to make designs and
stuff
like
people
that.
They make a collage of people, and then when you step back, it's 400,000 people, individual pictures. Then you step back, and it looks like the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, and like on the inside, like for instance, my son, the inside of his house is fully done. Like it's decorated. He's got pictures. He's got lights. He's got a bedroom. He's got. The other day he was showing me his house, and he was like, "And this is where I keep my prisoners." And he like walked in opened this door, and there were like a bunch of Minecraft zombies. And I'm like, "Why do you have zombies in here?" He's like, "Because they're my prisoners,
just in case."
And he's like, and this is my other room. And then he like opened the room, and he had like 4 rabbits in there. And I was like, "What do you have rabbits for?" And he's like, "So I can kill them, and then I have food." And I'm like, "Fair enough." And he was like up on his roof, and he was like, "Now look down." So he looked down from his roof, and he was like, "And there's Buggy, my middle daughter." He's like, "And there's Buggy's farm. Let's go kill her animals." And I'm like, "Why are you going to go kill her farm animals?"
Just to be a dick, Dad. Just to be a dick.
But he like went down and stole a whole bunch of eggs from the chickens, and then was like smashing them on the ground. And I'm like, "Dude, why are you doing that?" And he was like, "Just watch." So he's smashing eggs, and like every third egg he would smash, a baby chicken would break out of it. And then he would gather it up and take it back to his house. And I'm like, there's a whole lot of shit going on in this. Like there's a whole lot of shit going on. Who are you? Cash and Minecraft.
Who's asking the question?
I think Summer's back.
Oh, okay.
She's like, "Who are we talking about?"
Future little killers.
yeah.
Well, no, it's
our youngest one. He told Summer that he wanted to be a serial killer, but since that was illegal, he was going to join the army and be a sniper.
Nice,
because he can kill people.
Nice.
Yeah, we have 3 future serial killers out of the 4. Nice. So
that's okay. I have a pyrotechnic. My son. This is a hilarious story. My wife and I think my son was 3 or 4, and it was like a month or 2 after my birthday, and my wife had bought me a Zippo. And my wife and I were asleep. It was super early in the morning, and our son woke up before us. And my parents had bought us we called it the tower. It was a dresser drawer set. It was only 4 drawers and then 3 shelves, all in one tower that's all about maybe 1.5 feet wide.
Nice.
And we called it the tower. And at the top, we kept all important paperwork, and then the drawers we had socks, underwear, shit like that.
Yeah.
And on the top shelf was about waist high. So at night, before I went to bed, I would take my cigarettes and my lighter, and put it there, not thinking anything about it. Well, that day, before we had gone to bed, we had bought a 36 roll of toilet paper, and we just kind of set it on the floor, and we're like, we'll put this away in the morning. My son apparently woke up and was playing with my lighter, lit it, and as a Zippo, it wouldn't go out when he let go of it. So he dropped it onto the stack of toilet paper.
Oh, shit.
And my wife wakes up going, "Why are you smoking in the house?" And I'm laying next to her going, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she goes up, she goes, "Jeff, there's a fire." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I jump up and I literally grabbed a bag of toilet paper, run it into the shower and turn the shower on.
Yeah.
And my son, we were like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What the heck happened?" He's like, "It wasn't me." I was like, "Well, it wasn't me. He needs to get the hell out of my house because he's going to burn us to death." But what was weird, my feet were literally hanging. All this happens at the foot of my bed, where my feet hang off the edge of the bed.
So either your bed is about 3 feet long, or you sleep in the middle of your bed.
I sleep to the point where I can stretch out across my bed and put my hands up against the wall, but I have to have. I sleep weird where my feet have. I sleep on my stomach, which is apparently not good for you. But I keep my my feet off the edge of the bed because I can't have my feet sideways. It's weird for me.
Speaking of legs and feet, apparently Parker, my youngest son, who wants to be a serial killer, but is instead going to be a sniper because it's legal that way, was intentionally trying to break his leg tonight so that he could watch it bleed. His friend's mom said that he's broken and asked if he could be exchanged or refunded.
Wow, that's interesting.
My kids are seriously damaged.
Yeah. Dad's going to spend money on a shrink.
Dad's going to spend money on lawyers. And
yeah.
I'm just going to be one of those parents. They were so sweet and innocent when they were kids. They showed absolutely no signs.
He was always a quiet child.
Yeah, no signs of wanting to murder 475 people and become history's most prolific serial killer.
Who would have thought he would have taken a sniper rifle to the top of a clock tower? Go figure.
And his older sister, meanwhile, planned and schemed everything. I would have never thought that they would be in cohorts. I don't believe it.
It's all Chris's fault, Summer says. Nice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they'll go back on Facebook and they'll be like, in episode 10 of Nonsensical Nonsense on May 11th of 2021, you said, I'd be like,
you'll have one foot in your grave, and this podcast will come back to haunt you. And you're like, you know what?
I'm gonna use the same defense that the kids use. It wasn't me.
Amen.
I don't know. It wasn't me. Did it? I don't know. Did it?
Yeah. Go look for that asshole.
Yeah.
And tell him he owes me a roll of toilet paper, and he owes me this and this and this. Mm-hmm. My son, I make those 3D wall arts, and
why is it my fault?
Yeah, because you're the dad. That's all it is. My wife says everything's my fault.
Oh, jeez, I can't like the good stuff be my fault.
No. As that's all mom. Mm-hmm. Mom is always if something good happens, it was mom's influence. But if something bad happens, it's all dad's fault.
It's all your fault. Why is it my fault?
Yep.
Because it's just like the little kid. It is. The little kid in Big Daddy. Because
oh
why?
My God. How many times did we quote that movie in high school?
We used to call Steve Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve, hell yeah. And then of course you'd have Fish, Pony, Hip Hop Anonymous. Hip Hop Anonymous. Damn you give him the easy one. To this day,
he's like,
not a week goes by.
What is this 5-year plan? Dying?
Not dying.
Old balls. He's got old balls.
Is that the guy with the old balls? I don't think you're supposed to say balls. I think you're supposed to say testicles. No, but to this day, I don't think a week goes by I don't quote that movie. That movie and the Chris Farley movie, the Tommy Boy.
Fat guy in a little
coat. I like to do the scene where he's talking about Helen, let me tell you about me as a salesman.
Your 5-year plan with me is not dying or dying. Are you trying to kill
watching you die slowly because the kids killed you?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'm moving to Mexico, Jeff. Make room. I need a room.
Next door house is free.
I'm in.
Nobody lives there.
Why are you in Mexico, you giant? Well, funny story. I'm hiding.
I'm hiding from my wife, from my girlfriend and her kids and my kids, because somebody's going to end up killing me.
It's funny. You don't look like a Juan Diego. Sí, señor. I am Juan Diego. You're awfully big to be a Juan.
Yeah. I found, speaking of last names, life insurance, she says.
Yeah,
I found this website. There's a guy on TikTok. He goes, websites to cure boredom episode. Mm-hmm. He's up to like 50 or something. And there's one, it tells you the, what is it? The, how often your last name is. Like, if you put in Glick, it'll say there are roughly X amount of people and where it's most populated, where most of the Glicks are and stuff like that. And I put my name, and there's over, 400 in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, I found that interesting.
You should look them up. I put in my hiding in Mexico, much like you are.
Yeah, there you go. Have a big gathering.
Look, I'm going to tell everybody.
Like the Joshes.
I'm going to tell everybody I came down here 20 years ago.
Everybody starts paying me
to do piercings, but
in all actuality, it's like, but it gives you, it tells you a number on how rare it is. And I put in my wife's last name, which is Rojas, and it says it's the 222nd most common. And I was like, that's weird.
What is this website? Now I'm intrigued.
It's called fourbears.org. I think I have it. I'll probably end up losing you. That's what's going to suck.
Well, I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. It's called Four Bears, like your forefathers kind of thing.
Oh, FOR.
Not bears like the animal, bearers. Like, I don't know, but it's called Four Bears or something like that. But it's really interesting. It shows like there's apparently hawks in Africa. And I was like, well, there you go. Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, it shows a map, and depending on the color of the different spots on the map, the darker the color, the more prominent the name. And it's like super red in Africa and Germany and the US.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me that. I'm kind of intrigued. I'd like to look it up.
Well, I follow that guy. He some of the websites he talks about it is like, wow, that's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He found one the other day. It's called the Pointer, and anywhere you put your mouse, if you click, it gives you a blank screen on your mouse on your screen, and wherever you put your mouse, it'll pop up a picture of somebody pointing at your mouse button, at your little arrow. And it's like, it's obviously a compilation of pictures of people pointing.
Yeah.
And depending on where you click on the page, one of those pictures will be pointing at your arrow.
Nice.
It's a completely pointless website, but I was like, that's hilarious.
Well, I mean,
literally just trying to click all over it just to see the weird pictures.
Yeah, it's just one of those things just to, like you said,
boredom.
Yeah, it's just I'm bored and I got nothing better to do, so let's play around with this and see what happens. But I
follow
would be
that guy on
interested.
TikTok, and he talked about that Four Bears, and then he talked about there's Infinite Jukebox. Have you seen this website?
Huh.
You put in a song, and it will literally play the song for like a week straight, but it will never be the same version. So
what is like different artists doing the song?
No, it's like it's like it re-edits the song, so
really?
it's like it'll play the chorus twice, or in a spot, and I haven't really figured out how it works, because after listening to the same song like 4 or 5 times, you're like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
that would get annoying after.
Yeah, it's like it would be one, but he showed another one where I don't remember the website. I did check it out, but you put in 2 different artists, like you put in Alan Jackson and Lady Gaga, and it will give you a 5-song playlist that will take you from Alan Jackson seamlessly, supposedly, to Lady Gaga.
Oh well, I mean, there's a lot of those mashups. There's a lot of DJs on
No,
TikTok.
it's not a mashup. It's like they'll play an Alan Jackson song, like that song, "Little Bitty."
Mm-hmm.
Then the next song is something else, and then it'll 5 songs, but it starts with Alan Jackson, ends with Lady Gaga, and somewhere in the rainbow of music between for the other 3.
Pop quiz, motherfucker. Give me 3 Alan Jackson songs and 2 Lady Gaga songs. I can do it.
Lady Gaga is actually easy. Lady Gaga is Poker Face and Judas.
That's
and then Alan Jackson.
Oh no, Judas is a different song. I thought Judas, it was Alejandro. Yeah. Judas is by Fozzy.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, Alejandro. Well, Alejandro, the only reason I know the Judas song is because Norman Reedus is in it, in the video. Yeah. He plays Judas.
I think it's Alejandro.
But it probably is. And then Alan Jackson, you had Little Bitty, the Mercury song, and then
the Mercury song.
I don't know what it's called. Is it Buy Me Mercury?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. The Mercury
and
song.
Then Chattahoochee.
Okay.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. I love that song.
Well, you were struggling earlier. I was like, let's see if I can catch you. Let's see if I can get him.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with certain 90s country. I love 90s country music.
Yeah.
I don't really like. There's only like maybe 10 songs that I like of new music when it comes to country music.
There's definitely a lot more than that for me when it comes to new country music.
I would say more than that, but in comparison.
I like certain artists. Like I like Jason Aldean, so pretty much any album by Jason Aldean, I'll listen from the first song to the last song all the way through.
I like that Georgia Florida Line band. They're pretty badass.
They would get a shirt.
Oh yeah.
They're not. They're not country.
But either. They are Chevy guys, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, they're definitely getting 2 shirts and a sticker.
Yeah.
But they're not country. That's that pop douche.
Yeah, that's more. I like my 2 favorite country artists. I'd have to say is oh my gosh, can't remember the names. Because I got Alan Jackson stuck in my head. The guy that the real tall guy wears a black hat, real super deep voice.
Oh, Trace Adkins.
Trace Adkins, love him.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is the guy that used to be a cowboy, should have been a cowboy. What's his name? Toby Keith. Yes, love Toby Keith. There's only like 4 songs of Toby Keith that I don't like. Love me some Toby Keith. That song "Who's Your Daddy" by Toby Keith, one of my favorites. My wife first time she ever got in my car, I played that song. I was like, "You like country music?" I put that on, and she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like reaching for the door handle and shit.
I liked. Sorry, I had to turn my AC off. It's like
that's fine.
52 degrees in here. I can't.
I wish it was.
I'm turning into the fucking Donner Party in here. I'm about to fucking eat somebody. But
I'm sweating to death.
I like older Toby Keith.
Yeah,
like when he first.
Yeah, that should have been a cowboy and
should have been a cowboy. Shouldn't kiss me
Little
like
Red
this.
Road. What's the song he sings about the truck? He sings about that Ford truck.
Sings about a Ford truck.
He sings about it. It's in the video. It's a Ford F-150 sidestep from like 93, 94.
That I honestly do not know right off the top of my head. Speaking of sweet sounds, you want to hear?
It's about a chick that drives it. The song's about a chick that drives the truck.
It's about a chick that drives the truck.
She drives a red lifted truck. Oh man, it's going to drive me nuts.
Are you talking about Big Old Truck?
Yep.
I don't think that was from the 90s, was it?
I don't think. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah, because it's a like I said, it's like a 94 truck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's going to do it, but he drives in the music video he does for Who's Your Daddy. He drives that F550.
Mm-hmm.
It's a yellow F550. That is a gorgeous truck.
He drives the Tonka truck.
Yeah, that thing is gorgeous. I would totally rock that thing, but I would have to wear my T-shirt. That's definitely, that's like those people that buy those. Have you seen the Chevy Kodiak?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the GMC Top Kick. That's you need a T-shirt to drive that shit.
Yeah, I think Toby gets a pass.
He does. Did you see the movie Beer for My Horses?
Yeah. You want to hear?
Holy shit!
You want to hear one of the most beautiful sounds in the world?
You gonna crack open a beer? There it is.
Not just any beer, sir, but a Budweiser. The king.
Once again, if Budweiser is listening, we are looking for sponsors. Well, it looks like we reached our 2-hour mark again. I'm impressed with us.
You know what? We had no issues, no problems.
We had a slight hiccup for less than 30 seconds.
I don't even think it was that long.
You glitched just for... I don't even think it was noticeable. Jesus.
Got the fucking Hells Angels out there, man.
It's one bike.
Yeah.
It's this guy. He's got this like 150cc street bike, and he thinks it's the coolest thing in the world.
Is it your drunk ass neighbor?
No, it's another guy who lives on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
The neighbor, he's got an Enduro.
You know, I'm gonna regret asking this question.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna ask anyways. I have never heard of that. So who makes that?
Enduro
Is that a company?
Enduro? It's not a brand. It's not a brand. Enduro is basically a dirt bike for the road.
Mm.
It's literally a dirt bike, but it has turn signals.
It's a dirt bike. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I never knew what they were called. So it's a dirt bike that's been made street legal.
Yeah, but there's a brand down here. There's a brand of motorcycle down here. It's called a Tekal. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to say it. Starts with an I, but it's basically a really cheap, reliable motorcycle.
Nice.
And they sell scooters too. Scooters are a huge thing down here. And my wife and I were looking at scooters for something for just to run to the store back and forth.
Well, when I lived in Charleston, scooters were huge down there. Everybody and our brother had a scooter. I almost bought one, to be honest with you.
We looked at brand new. I'm talking brand new, and they don't sell. They don't have a dealership. They sell them at a store that's kind of like it's a layaway kind of store. You go in, you can buy stuff, just flat out pay for it, or you can put it on layaway. It's the only store like that in Mexico. It's called Coppel, and they sell these motorcycles that are these. I have to ask somebody how to say it, but they have from the Enduro, which is their biggest, tallest. They have a Harley style one that's kind of like the street bike, and then they have a couple of weird, goofy sport bikes, and then they have scooters, and the scooters basically resemble the Yamaha scooter.
Nice.
And we looked at them, and they're only like $1,000, or not even.
They're super cheap. Like I said, when I lived down there in Charleston, scooters were huge. I mean, I thought about buying one because when I went to work, I had a couple of different options to go to work, but one of the ways I could have gone to work would have kept me off the freeway, and it wasn't any slower to go that way. So I was like, I'll go buy a scooter. But I was looking at it because they were talking about taking our trucks away because we had company trucks, so we kept our trucks 24/7. But there was
you just drive home.
Yeah, there was a guy in one of the other branches in a different state who they had problem with people abusing that privilege. But there was a guy, I want to say he was up on the Northeast coast, that got off work, went to a bar, had one too many, and got into an accident and killed somebody, unfortunately.
Nice. So one asshole ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. So they were talking about taking our trucks away from us. I mean, but it boiled down to the point that it just wasn't feasible. I mean, we had to have our trucks because at the end of the day, we were on call 24/7. But I was like, well, let me look into buying a scooter. And then I was like, well, I could buy a scooter and then I could take it to the gym. I could go to the gas station. I found so many other reasons for it. And I think a brand new scooter was only like $2 or $3 grand. I mean, they weren't very expensive. And
this brand we looked at, they got ones that look like Vespas.
Mm-hmm.
They got the ones that look like Vespas, and then the ones that look like almost like an off-road kind of scooter.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, I said, if you're going to get one that kind of looks like the off-road scooter. A, it's cheaper. B, the wheels look a little bit more secure because the one that looks like a Vespa, the wheel just looks like it looks like a wheel off of a.
It's just a little skinny thing.
Well, yeah, it literally looks like it came off somebody's cheap wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at was it looked like the one that I was looking at looked like a miniature motorcycle.
Yeah,
like it had a little bit beefier tires, it was like a dirt bike, kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah, but instead of straddling it, your feet go in the little area.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And we looked at one the other day, and it's like $900 when I did the math to convert it to dollars. I was like, that's not bad.
And if you're in town driving only, I mean, they're perfect. They're ideal. And it wasn't like I was going to look like.
They are for you. The problem is down here, nobody really knows how to drive.
Yeah, nobody knows how to drive in Charleston either. But Charleston, I wouldn't have looked like a douchebag riding one. Where if I had one here in Ohio, I would look like
you'd just get made fun of constantly.
But if I had one now where I live and I'm so close to everything, oh my God, I'd be the happiest bitch in the world.
Well, I thought, if I had the money, I would buy one just to go to the store and pick up cigarettes.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have my pizza delivered. from the pizza shop that's 3 blocks away.
You're like, I don't have to walk it.
I'm gonna get on my motor.
I can take my scooter.
I got my.
The only problem is like, did you see that movie Larry Crown?
No, that is an old movie, but no, I have not seen it.
No, it's not that old. It's actually really cute, but he ends up joining a scooter gang. It's about a guy that ends up going back to college because he joined the Navy as opposed to going to college.
So it was like an old school movie with Tom Hanks?
No.
What was it called?
It's called Larry Crown. It's basically Tom Hanks works at a place kind of like Target.
Mm-hmm. It came out like 10 years ago, but
yeah, and Julia Roberts is in it too, but he realizes they have to let him go because they cannot promote him any higher because he didn't go to college, so he can't go work in the main office. They're like, we're gonna have to let you go. So he decides, I think he's divorced or his wife died or something, but he decides to go to college. And Julia Roberts is his like speech teacher or something like that.
Right.
And it's a really cute movie. But what's funny is it's got Wilmer Valderrama, the guy Fez from '70s Show.
I'm looking at the cast, man. It's
got a good cast. Bryan Cranston's in it.
Yeah, George Takei.
Yeah, George Takei's in it. Oh, Takei's hilarious in that movie. He plays a economics professor.
Chalk one up for this guy. Nerd reference. He was in the original Star Trek.
Yep, and Star Wars. He was in Star Wars, right?
Was he? No. he was in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Wasn't he Jar Jar Binks?
Giant nerd.
Jar Jar Binks, the greatest Star Wars character ever created.
Yeah, right next to George Takei as Darth Vader.
Is he really?
But no, it's a great movie. If you get a chance to watch it, it's kind of a real romantic movie and stuff. But Wilder Valderrama plays a guy that, you know, Tom Hanks befriends a girl in his class, and because he sees all these kids roll up in scooters while he's putting, you know, $300 into his SUV, and he sees all these kids rolling up and pay $3 for their tank of gas on their scooter, and he's like, son of a bitch. So he sells his truck and buys a scooter, and he ends up befriending this chick, and her boyfriend is Vilma Valderrama or whatever the guy's name is. And he's all like,
Valderrama.
Valderrama.
Dude, you live in Mexico. Be better.
Yeah, well, that's not a common name down here. He's like
hillbilly from Podunk, Ohio, and I'm better at these Spanish names than the guy who's lived down there for 20 goddamn years.
Yeah, well,
you're like,
that's the beauty of me.
Voldemort.
But no, if you get a chance, watch that movie. It's really cute. Bryan Cranston is hilarious in that movie.
Isn't that the dad?
Bryan Cranston plays Julia Roberts' husband, who she ends up leaving because all he does is he wants to be a blogger, but all he does is watch porn all day.
I thought you were going to say he wants to be a blogger, and that's all he does. I'm like, it's kind of like us who want to be podcasters.
No, he wants to be a blogger, and he comes in, he's like, oh, I did a wicked session today. It was really amazing. And she yells at him. She's like, commenting on somebody's YouTube video is not being a vlogger. But
I'm pretty sure I've heard something similar to that when I say, I have a podcast, and it's like, you and your stupid friend going live for 2 hours is not being a podcast.
Shooting the shit over nothing is not a podcast.
Yeah.
Technically it is because it's called a podcast. But no, if you get a chance, check out that Larry Crown movie. It's so good. I think I've seen it like 4 or 5 times.
I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it. I do enjoy a good Tom Hanks movie, even
Tom Hanks. He's a great actor.
Even the love stories.
I like a romance movie though. I love that girly shit.
Yeah, me too. As my ex-wife,
that's just the softy in my heart.
As my ex-wife would say, you know how I know you're gay?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Because
you can quote Love Actually.
Yeah,
I like musicals. Damn it!
I love musicals. Love musicals. Don't fucking judge me, you piece of shit.
Although I've never seen High School Musical.
I've never seen High School Musical. When I say musical, I'm talking like Grease is one of my favorite movies. Grease 1 is a better movie. Grease 2 has a better soundtrack.
Right.
I love like the West Side Story. One of my favorite, which I want to see, and I probably will never get the opportunity. I think it's done. Fuck, I don't know. I'd love to see Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. I've seen it at the Palace Theater in Columbus, but I would love to see Phantom on.
I know. I saw her walk in
on Broadway. That's one of my favorites. But yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and do an outro here. I hate to cut you off, but
I hear
my wife's home, and we gotta get something to eat.
I gotta put some shit down my gullet. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go get my
put some groceries down my neck. I gotta go work out too.
I gotta go pump some iron and fight a grizzly bear. I'm a man.
Yes.
God damn it.
I'm a man that likes musicals.
My favorite musical.
I love Mamma Mia. That's the one I was going to say. Mamma Mia. I love that shit.
My favorite musical is Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, that movie's hilarious.
We are men. Men in tights.
Men in tights. Tights.
All right. Yeah, we probably should finish this up. Well, I mean, this is one of those things, man. we say 2 hours. I mean, it's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes, but we get going and we're having fun and we don't pay attention. There's not some asshole in my hallway that like a stand-up comedian who has a 5-minute set, and once he hits 5 minutes, he's
pull you off with a hook.
He's hitting you with the flashlight. Hey, dummy! I don't got that asshole in my hallway yet. Maybe one day.
I have that, but it's my kids walking in and out of the door.
Yeah,
going,
I have my people who deliver me food and deliver me beer. I just don't have it.
I'm waiting for that to happen mid podcast. Somebody walk in and go, "Here, Chris, here's your food."
I really
your 36 beers.
If I learned who the drivers were at Don and Sue's, and the couple of the drivers that I know, if I knew they were working one night when we recorded, was able to log. You can comment, kill Haps. Oh my God, Jesus! Hashtag kill Haps.
My mom actually has to jump off too. She's got to call my grandmother.
But yeah, if I knew who was actually going to bring me my food from Donna and Sue's, I would just be like, hey, like if it was Andy, I would just be like, tell Andy to come on in. And I would set it up to where we were live. So he would just walk in and I'd be like, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Right.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Summer said she was not letting me comment. Oh, she was able to log in. So the next, on episode 11, we should have her as a guest so she can talk shit about you.
I've said this a couple of times, but now I mean it. Episode 11, between now and Saturday, I'll be looking for a new co-host.
I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. I'll do 2 lines of a Freddie Mercury song if Summer comes on and be's a guest.
Okay. Summer. Okay. First of all, Summer's great. Summer's fucking awesome. That would, if she would come on and do this with us, that would be she could do the whole damn 2 hours. That would be amazing.
There you go.
But if you give me the opening verse into the first chorus of Bohemian Rhapsody,
I couldn't do that song if I'd have to listen to it 40 times. I haven't listened to that song in a long time.
It's in Wayne's World.
Oh, man. I do know. I know, but it's not something I don't have that in my repertoire at the moment.
I'll tell you what. If we're at some point we're gonna get you to sing some Queen, but if Summer can get this Haps app figured out and she doesn't want to kill Haps app anymore, we should definitely try to bring her in on a Saturday show.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. My kids bothering me again.
It's getting late. I'm gonna try to finish watching this Wonder Woman 84. I started watching it earlier.
I want to see
it. It's good so far. I just that damn Wonder Woman music gives me chills every time. I have this thing called a job. I have this thing called a job.
Oh my gosh! Quit your job. Work for us.
Sorry, she's booked up. She's currently booked on the Kevin Hawley "I'm a Jackass" show, so she can't partake in her.
Excuse me.
She can't partake in this
big podcast.
Yeah, she can't partake in this meaningless peons. But anyways, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Yep. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Those of you in the live commenters, thank you guys. Summer, thank you. Even though the hashtag kill the apps app seems to be a thing, so she has 6 signatures. So I don't know.
I'm still pretty sure that's just her.
I mean, it's her and her personalities, but still, it's 6 signatures is a start. We will see you guys Saturday. Saturday,
yes.
Because I have another birthday this Saturday. My middle daughter turns 12 Saturday.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm gonna probably go steal her tomorrow night because this isn't my weekend to be dad. But I'm gonna go steal her tomorrow night, and we're gonna go do breakfast together, and then go shopping. And
nice.
Then I got to take her back to her mom so that we can do cake and all that stuff. So at some point Saturday afternoon, I will be home. I'll let you know when I get home. Anywho,
if we have to, we can do it Sunday again.
No, we'll do it Saturday.
All right, cool.
We'll be able to do it Saturday. Just maybe
All right.
might have to do it Saturday evening.
Not a problem.
But thank you guys for listening. This was Nonsensical Nonsense. We've made it to
episode
digits.
10.
Episode 10.
Double
10
digits.
fucking episodes, man. So go ahead and enjoy the sweet sounds of Maddie.
Blacktop Mojo.
Maddie from Blacktop Mojo. He's gonna play us out. And if you guys aren't already, make sure you follow us on the old Instagram, Facebook, at Nonsensical Nonsense.
TikTok.
And most importantly, and TikTok. And follow us on Spotify. And go check out Blacktop Mojo on all social media at Blacktop Mojo. Go like their music. Go tell them that we sent you and all that good jazz.
And then they should give us a couple bucks.
Well, they shouldn't give us any money, but
they should do a intro song for us.
They have done enough by allowing us to use their music.
Amen to that. No, they're actually really great.
If I might ask, I don't want to ask that. I already asked too much. I'm going to message Toby Keith and see if we can use his music since we were talking about it.
Hell yes.
He's going to be like, what? Fuck.
He'll be like, who? What's a podcast?
Yeah. I'm so drunk.
How many listeners do you have? We're like 5. He's like,
should have been a cowboy. Yeah, fuck you, Toby Keith. Hey, Toby Keith, guess what? You get a shirt. We get a shirt. Yes. Yeah. SDM, bitch.
It's coming. It's coming. I'll pay for
that
shirt.
You are no longer exempt.
Yeah, exactly. So till next time.
Until next time, guys. Bye. We are out of here.
Deuces.
I can never figure out how to end this fucking thing.